Hello, I am Britta Chowdhury. Welcome to my presentation. I am student of CS 562. Today my presentation topic is deep wave crawling. What is the deep wave? The deep wave is also called hidden wave, a parasol tenure for internet world that are not entirely obtainable via typical search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. In addition, elements of the deep wave are ranging from pages and cannot be indexed by search engines, paywall cited, private database, and the dark web. Generally, deep web's contents are genuine and not unlawful. Email messages, chat messages, private content of the social media spots, electronic bank statements, health system documents are typical example of deep web. The difference between deep web and surface web. Deep web data are in WebDB and accessed via query forms. Surface web data can be accessed directly from a browser. Deep web typically are structured without hyperlinks. Surface web typically structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. Difficult to be searched by search engines in deep web. In surface web can be easily researched by search engine. Here's the difference between deep web crawler and web crawler. The first picture shows the traditional web crawler where the URL seed follows the entire path. URL seeds then frontier, then feature, then URL structure, then database, then HTML page filler, then URL skill. The deep web crawler following the paths inputs that input classifier, domain filter, HTML analyzer, response analyzer, database, domain filter. What is deep web crawling? Deep web crawling mentions the problem of navigating the group of pages in deep web sites and networking with them inevitably. In an early age, deep web depicts various web pages that are behind in web forms and not in HTML format, which cannot be accessed by traditional search engines. Deep web pages are basically remaining in the private parts of a website and cannot be reached by subsequent links from other pages. Deep web crawler means a piece of software that instinctively navigates and recovers the web pages in deep websites. Web crawlers usually intended to regain surface web pages in deep web application. Data are mainly accessible through search forms, and deep web crawlers is designed to retrieve those data behind search forms. Crawling path learning. Deep web crawling techniques build on crawling paths. The three crawling paths we find by blind crawlers download most of the pages from website and follow every link of the associated downloaded pages. Focused crawlers follow the link of downloaded pages are conveying information about certain topics. Ad hoc crawlers follow only those links that are likely to lead to pages that contain information that is relevant for a particular user, not necessarily belonging to the same topic. Deep web crawling techniques. Automatic deep web database query interface discovery. Observation: data is in deep web DB, but query interfaces are in surface DB. Three-step approach. Use a regular crawler to crawl web pages of surface web. Checked crawled web pages to determine if a query interface is contained. Check if the query interface is for searching structured data. Deep web searching paradigm. There are two paradigms, data collection paradigms, meta searching paradigms. In data collection paradigms, data from deep web sources are collected first, then a search index for the collected data is created, which is then used to provide the integrated process. Example of the data collection paradigm is search engines. Meta searching paradigm is a search system with its own query interface is created, and this system can pass user queries to other web databases and integrate search results from them. How deep web crawling process? Deep web used for various applications. The most common ones are producing indexed source of deep web pages for searching engines. They also used for stimulating sources to keep updated, executing automated testing for websites, and virtual integration. In following examples, based on deep web crawling, a survey article shows how deep web crawling processing. Here we used an example of booking.com. It's an website of deep web and that contains data of accommodation in specific area and permits for making reservation for them. Firstly, search forms works as an initial point to deep web site, including for defining them in an automated way. Deep web crawler fills these forms with appropriate values and domains that are anticipated with web server for generating the response as a result. Crawler needs to go additional path for getting the results from the deep website and crawler path to reach deep web pages. Here's the example of deep web crawling process. Deep web crawling process includes the following steps. Those are automated deep web entry points discovery, form modeling, query selection, form submission, crawling paths learning. Automatic query generations. The goal is maximize the coverage of WebDB with a certain number of queries. Impossible to generate all possible queries. Techniques such as graph traversal-based method and query template-based method could be employed. Here we discussion articles. First articles are deep web crawling efficiently using dynamic focused web crawler. Methods used here. This web crawler practices cosine parallel algorithm. This query is passed to a user through GUI. The crawler processes some related and unrelated URLs as per search engines. Stop removal and stemming process is being used for those URLs. Then the title and description are similar to suitable URLs found with user query. Crawler are using cosine algorithm and provides the absolute results as per request. The user steps into a search query with similar keywords that is completed with Google URLs. Relevant URLs is being selected for deep web search consequently with the assistance of cosine method and using adaptive learning approach. The crawler documents the learned designs and kept in the database. This is the way crawler develops the competency. Here's the deep web crawling efficiently using dynamic focused web crawler proposed architecture. And the next article, OXPath, a language for scalable data extraction, automation, and crawling on the deep web. As data is growing rapidly and automation technology is required for accessing data in deep web, for automation, data should be transferred to human into structured data. Prevailing technologies of automation and information extraction have been outdated due to exponential growth of information and sophisticated interfaces. To address this issue, following four main requirements have been proposed for web data extraction, automation, and web crawling. Those are interaction, expressive and precise, scale, and embeddable. The next article is efficient deep learning, deep web crawling using reinforcement learning. This is the proposed architecture of reinforcement learning. Here, an agent perceives its states and selects an action query. The environment then responds by giving the agent some possible or new records of queries and changing the agents into successor rate as a state. And this is the overall process using this reinforcement learning. Advantages of this way of learning, crawling. Have a position of collected data so that they can be pre-processed. Search index can be created to speed up the processing. Data from deep and surface webs can be searched uniformly. Capacity to automated testing of sites or virtual integration. Challenges we face in crawling the deep web. The difficulty is of crawling deep web are initiating from different stages of crawling. And those stages are locating and estimating the deep web data sources. The main challenges are efficiently to find the entries of deep web data sources from trillion surface web pages and accurately estimate their properties such as sizes. Understanding the HTML forms of each data source. The key challenge is the automated recognition of proper search interfaces for accepting queries, selecting appropriate queries. The challenge is that selected queries can return most contents of the deep web data sources with minimal network cost. Retrieving the returns and extracting the relevant content if it is embedded inside HTML pages. The challenge is to train an agent to automatically extract the specific content from returned documents. And prospective areas are estimating the size and index deep web, developing form filling capacities to grasp a large number of related pages and also lessen the amount of form submission, automatizing the form filling abilities of the crawler, planning of enhancing crawler's ability that can deal with common use technology, developing the entry of deep web with mobile device which has some limitation of computing resources, automatically updating the crawler definition with changes with website, improving crawler efficiency to classify and incorporating information extraction technique. Conclusion, the ultimate goal is identical, and that is to crawl deep web efficiently. There are a lot of techniques which can be utilized for collecting data from the deep web. However, each technique has some efficiency and some drawbacks. In this case, crawlers learn the path automatically would be better choice, although they need higher level of supervision. Different methods can be applied for crawling to find overall data in large number of pages for the efficient use of crawling optimization. Here are the references I used for the project, and thank you for listening.